Yes, I'm extremely happy and excited that you brought me for a TvT.
That's also why I brought you on, because
I know.
I didn't want Jett to go in raw into a best of 5 TvT, because that's rough. Like, especially because I wouldn't want to do that to her.
TvT, my favorite matchup. Not.
Hey, you're the Terran expert, aren't you?
Oh yeah, I know everything about Terra, including not remembering their tech tree. But don't worry about it.
Oh boy. Okay, here we go. We're getting ready for the grand finals. And to kick off here, we have one of two Terran players. We have the Australian Terran player, the blue Terran, representing Team Mindfreaks. It is Seither.
And in the top left of the map, that is Def Aura LE. LE, as we know, stands for Liquid Egg. We have the purple Terran player, representing Legacy Esport and Australia as well, actually. We have the... what was it? Oh god, what was the title? Was it like the Shark Harpoon? What was it?
The Shark Hunter. The Shark Hunter.
The Shark Hunter. The Shark Hunter. Okay, the Shark Hunter, the purple Terran. We have Azure, or Azure, or... question mark. Why is English difficult?
Azure.
Azure, yes, Azure.
God damn it. So we're here. We're in the finals. It's a TvT. Kuro, as the expert, walk us through what's going on right now.
They're building barracks as they should. Both of them have gas, as you know. That's important to get gas because Marines cost minerals. I honestly, it looks like a mirror matchup. So like they're going for pretty much the same with like the standard. You can see the factories coming up, the Reaper scouts. No Reaper expands, but I don't know if that's a thing in TvT.
Yeah. It's interesting that both players so far are doing the same thing. I was talking about it a little bit earlier, but like I'm really excited because even though I feel like when it comes to who is a more well-rounded player, like everyone looks at Seither as the best Terran in the region. But specifically in TvT, we've seen Azure, specifically on this channel, we've seen Azure in the qualifiers do incredibly well in this matchup because of, you know, a lot of it just comes down to positioning, right? And like, there's definitely an opportunity for him to, you know, potentially cause an upset and win the entire thing.
Yeah. Also, I feel like Seither is like the well-known good Terran, like you know, in the international scene. Where meanwhile, like we know Azure better because he participated in a lot of our tournaments and like he was always somewhere at the top. So like it's not as surprising to us that like he's up there with the others.
Yeah, definitely. And you just reminded me, like, it's kind of fitting that, you know, we have the Shark Hunter himself in the finals of the Demi tournament.
Yeah, that is right. He's right at the finals of the very first Demi Weekly. That's amazing. For those who don't know, we call him the Shark Hunter because he was the first one to beat Demi, I believe.
He was the only player. So for the people who didn't watch our channel in 2019, he was the only player to really put up a fight against Demi in GPOs.
Oh yeah, no. Yeah, he was the only player who beat Demi in GPO in 2019, but then lost to Beastorg in finals. That was the one time that Demi didn't win in the finals.
Yes, yeah, it was so sad and so upsetting that Azure for the first time was able to take out the GPO champion, but then lost to Beastorg in the finals. Oh my god. It was such a way to end out 2019.
Yeah, and here we see they trade pretty evenly, though Azure, what the fuck? The Helions are winning, but there is a Cyclone to defend this. I just couldn't call him the purple Terran. Why is the war so complicated but so simple?
Azure.
It's like Azure. Okay.
Yeah.
Azure.
Yeah. Azure.
Okay, fun fact. This was actually a thing on Day9's channel, on Day9's Twitch stream one time. When one of the I don't know if it was like a magic card or something, but there was like an Azure Drake or maybe in Hearthstone,
Azure
and like
Drake,
people
yeah.
were like arguing about how it should actually be read. So it's not just me being bad at English. Okay,
Well,
this is actually not right.
It's a couple of things compounding on top of each other, because it's how do you pronounce it like in the English language, and then how do you pronounce it as an Aussie, right? Like there's there's a couple of different things coming into play here.
That is very true.
Exactly. You know, there's Z, there's Z, right? It can change things. Question mark.
Yeah, every time I hear an Aussie person say Z, I know they're fake.
Yeah, it's NXZ, mate.
But then it's also ZVZ. So no.
It's well, I mean, it's ZVZ, obviously. Question mark.
ZVZ, yes. ZVZ. This is a nice line of Marines from Seither, by the way. He's spreading them very well. Like, if anything was to run to his base, like his Marines are already in a concave.
Yeah, they're there to, you know, as a wall to stop like a Hellion from even like slipping on by as well. It's really cool to see how he has his men structured, his army. He has a strict like regiment here. It's cool.
The scouting marine going up. But yeah, so far we're already 6 minutes into the game and they still pretty mirroring each other. Maybe the timings of some specific things are slightly different, but in general it looks like those are very similar compositions.
I like how the Marine's just running away from the other one.
Yep. He's having none of that. There's a speed zone as well, so he's just like speeding through. Don't worry about it.
It's beautiful. But yeah, as you were saying, both players were a little bit passive, but we do see a little bit of difference. You know, Azure, he was the first player to land his CC, so he has a little bit of that economic advantage.
Yeah.
He also killed a couple of workers early on in the game as well, so you know, he was a little bit ahead in workers as well. As we do see, he does have that worker lead. But when it comes to the armies, they're pretty similar.
Yeah, exactly. Like there are small differences, like because of the early game or because like they just did things in different order, but like in general, like those compositions look very similar, and we're just gonna have to see like how both of them use it and who's gonna come out of them on top.
Yeah, exactly. Like the end, the destination is the same for both players. It's just how they get there. It's slightly different, you know. Some people know like a little bit of a shortcut here and there through some back alleys. But at the end of the day, they're here at pretty much the same time. So it's like, yeah.
Yeah. And then it just goes down to like who will control it better, I guess.
Exactly, that's the thing. Like, even though Seither has a slight army advantage, it doesn't matter. Like, it comes down to who sieges up first, who has air superiority, you know, which player is going to interference matrix the other player's tanks, who's going to take control of the skies. Like, that's all it's going to come down to. And speaking
on that note,
yeah,
where's Azure Air?
Who?
I know he had a Raven. Oh, there they are. Okay, so we have 4 Vikings, 5 Vikings. Okay, I'm gonna open the unit tab. 4 Vikings versus 6 Vikings. Okay, close, but Seither has slight advantage.
Yeah. Like again,
They don't
especially
seem to be making more.
yeah, especially in TvT, like a lot of it does it can come down to who has dominance in the sky. But it also comes down to like positioning, because as well, like if you're Azure and if you have all these Marines, like if you catch out Vikings on their own, then it doesn't matter that you had a lower Viking count yourself, right? Things like that.
Yeah, TvT has a lot of positioning involved. But with that, Azure is actually moving out with these Marines, but Seither saw it with the scouting Marines, so the tanks are ready for them.
Yep.
It's just gonna stare at them. Stare them down.
Feels bad, man, if you're one of Seither's Marines, because he just sends them all out on their own, you know, just to die.
Yep. Those are the Commando Marines, okay? They're the good ones. And, did you see the shield pop up? Oh god, never saw it in a zoom. But Azure is just taking a fourth base. Like he's pushing with those marines, like with the 2 medivac drop essentially. That's not a drop because they just walk in. But yeah, now he decides to move out.
Yeah, and right now I can
Yeah.
feel the excitement, the anticipation coming out, seething from Jett right now, as she knows that she's in for potentially 4 more games of this, of 10 minutes of just, macroing up, and then both players are going to push out across the map, siege up, just stare at each other, unsiege, and just keep doing that for another 5 minutes.
5 minutes, even like 15.
Oh, we'll see.
Hey, okay, no, listen, at least they move out. It could be worse.
Yeah,
it could be worse.
Shout out to Azure for moving out. Oh.
There's a lot of turrets being dropped. But yeah, Azure's Vikings have been Doritoed, as some people say, and they just all down. And both Ravens survived from Seither, so that's gonna be useful.
Yeah, exactly. And just like that, Seither, he has control of the skies, he has control of the tank v tank, and Azure, it's gonna be so difficult for him to push up, which means he's not going to push up, and they're just gonna stare at each other.
Yes, we're just gonna sit here for the next 10 minutes. That command center is in danger though. Seither is not repairing. Okay, there you go. Is he repairing fast enough though?
Yes.
I guess it works. I guess it works because Azure can only shoot when he scans.
Exactly.
He has the time.
Yeah, he can't see. He needs to scan. He needs to move some units forward if he wants to do any of this. Again, both players are maxed out.
Seither, fix it. Seither, please. It's going down. Okay, there are some SCV hacks there.
There we go. Some SCVs.
Oh, and the Liberator is sniping tanks.
Exactly.
Finally, we have something to kill them.
Yeah, that's why the air superiority is so important, because after you kill all the Vikings, then you can transition to Liberators, and then now you can force the tanks to just unsiege and be forced away.
Yeah, this smaller army on the west is not having much lag. Although, Seither just commanded a bunch of marines into this army. There's still enough to clean up, but that could be dangerous.
Yeah, it definitely could be. I mean, Seither isn't trading as best as he could, but at the end of the day, they're just trading Marines for Marines. It's not the biggest of deals at the moment.
So, Seither has lost 49 Marines, and Azure has lost 35 Marines. There you go.
There you go. And yeah, I mean, Azure, he's still trying to, remax out. He's taking another base. He's been on top of expanding a little bit more faster and aggressively compared to Seither.
Yeah, he's already making another command center as well, as you should. From what I know, the way Terrans expand, once they settle a base, they just make a new one, and just to have it ready.
Most Terrans, not Yaku.
I mean, it's Yaku. Okay. He also gets his tank stack in the base, always.
This is true.
Oh, this is a decent siege position because Seither has to go through the choke to get to them. That is a lot of disables though. It's only one tank in the back that can actually shoot. But at the same time, nothing can kill those tanks even though they are disabled, so this is just delaying the push.
Yeah, I feel like there was definitely an opportunity for Seither to push in after all of that happened, after everything was disabled, but yeah, he opted not to go for it. Instead, he's harassing across the map with a Liberator, does get 10 SCVs, which is pretty nice.
Both Liberators were there. One was in the third, one was in the natural. I mean, fourth, I guess. Oh, that's RIP tanks. They went into the wrong neighborhood.
Yeah, Azure loses a couple of tanks unnecessarily, and Seither, I love this. He's looking to try and outposition Azure, because Azure, he can't push in because of all these tanks, and he's just kind of got wasted supply here, not defending at home.
Yeah, it also helps that Azure doesn't have air control, so Seither can actually see what's going on and can shoot constantly when Azure just has to scan all the time. So I'm not sure if he noticed that half of the army of Seither just wasn't there anymore.
Yeah, he didn't notice at all, and I mean, now he knows because he's lost 2 CCs. Seither is completely sieged up, and it looks like Azure is trying to find a way to push into this.
Yeah, this is a weird position, I have to say. He can be easy, the army can collapse on him technically, but I guess it doesn't work the same way for Terran. as it would for Zerg. Generally, you don't want to be on a low ground, though. Those liberators, they just got sniped. They were deleted.
Yeah, and I like this from Azure. He unsieges and he's coming back home. I feel like, yep, Seither, he realizes the danger of his situation.
He may catch the army.
Yeah, he needs to siege up and leave.
Yeah, he catches the army as they're trying to move back. And he has enough to finish it off.
Yeah, we'll see if the tanks are able to escape. That's the most important part here for Seither. He actually unloads.
Oh, he's meeting with the rest of the army. They both got trying to ambush each other. Like, you thought I'm trapped here, you're trapped here.
Yeah, the army movement of Seither was actually pretty good. Like, he was able to meet up with his army, save all his tanks, takes out the majority of Azure's army, and I mean,
it looked like Azure was trying to chase Seither and clean up the army, but in the end he just walked into Seither's trap.
yeah, and Seither does have a little bit of momentum going for him. Like, he is maxed out, but again, it's so difficult to push into tanks. Azure, he does have a decent tank line. Like, he has 2 here, he has a couple more behind as well.
Yeah, these are not siege though, and there are only 2. So if Seither positions this well, he can take this army.
Yeah, he definitely can. It's Seither's turn now to be aggressive. He's sieging on top of the on top of the bases of Azure, and Azure, he's having such a hard time to try and, you know, hold on to them.
It was the Matrix on a Viking. Question mark? Do you think that was intentional or a misclick? Oh, that medivac just gets sniped! There was a full medivac, full of marines, and just got sniped by the Vikings. It flew right in.
Yeah, it was completely intentional. You know, with that, Azure was able to take map control. He lands on top of the tanks as well, going to be able to take out all of them from Seither. And yeah, even though Azure, he only had 2 tanks, he was able to hold on.
Yeah, once again, the position is very important, and also the air battle. Like, funnily enough, in TvT, a lot of the battles are actually the air battles. Like, the ground army alone can't do much if it doesn't have the air support. Even though it's not like a huge army in the air, like, it's giving them vision and control.
Yeah, exactly. That's why, like, it's so important to do so, and that's why we do have flyer attacks and, like, ship armor and weapons on the way for both players. And yeah, like, once again, they kind of bounced off each other. Like, Seither, he's rotating down to the south because he's expanding to the south. Azure, he's also rotating as well.
We were saying how Azure is the one better at expanding this game, but then Seither is like, oh wait, I have to go to make bases. He just, like, expanded everywhere. Like, okay, that works.
Yeah, and once again,
he literally took half of the map.
Yeah, the armies are kind of missing each other, and I'm a little bit worried for Azure because his tanks are kind of exposed in the back.
Oh, he's gonna get trapped. He's gonna get trapped in Seither's base. The marines run in, and the tanks are not sieged yet. He can snipe them.
Oh
my god. Already go down.
Yeah, every single tank's gonna go down. The entire army of Azure.
Go down.
the entire army of Azure gets swallowed up by Seither. And I mean, to be fair, what Azure does have going for him is he does still have air superiority. He still has an insane amount of Vikings. He still has a decent amount of tanks. So even though Azure Seither wins that fight, like, pushing across the map, like, it's so difficult to, like, end the game.
I'm just keeping the casualties count. Seither lost 145 marines. Azure lost 202 marines. Here you go. The marine numbers are just melting.
Yeah, and again, like, they just kind of butt heads, back off, rinse and repeat. Like, it doesn't really...
I mean, it's just activity.
Yeah, like, it doesn't really matter who's trading a little bit more efficiently here and there, because at the end of the day, both players are, like, maxing out regardless.
This is the reverse. Now Seither is pushing into the same base on the other side of the map, and Azure is trying to collapse on it from behind, but there are marines actually to protect the tanks, unlike in the previous situation.
Yeah, and Seither is actually picking up. He's looking to drop into the production of Azure, and it looks like he may be able to deal some decent damage here. There are plenty of Vikings, but he's forced to land.
And the landed Vikings, they take long enough that they just get sniped. Even the Liberators can deal with the Marines.
Yeah, the
And Azure is
Marines.
not moving. Azure is just attacking. He's giving up on the base. He's just base trading.
Yeah, I mean, he realizes that he can't break this position from Seither. Like, there are just too many tanks and Marines to really do anything about. So, yeah, he just evacuates, he abandons that, and he's pushing out across the map. But there are already siege tanks here for Seither. Like, Azure can't do anything.
I don't think Azure can win a base trade looking at how many bases Seither has now. As I say, he started expanding everywhere. He even has both of the rich gas bases.
Yeah,
which is now contested, but...
Yeah, I mean, Azure, he does have like 2 split up forces, so he is able to attack in multiple places at once. But I feel like Azure, like, he's broken the main, and that's the most important part. Like, Azure, he's not going to be able to do the same to Seither.
Yeah, exactly. And even not that, but like just simple building count. Like Seither can clean up Azure faster than Azure can clean him. Yes, there is reach Bespin.
Yes.
As you can see.
Jett, please. There's two bases with
this
rich
map has
Bespin.
been there only the whole season. Faster, by the way. Yes.
God damn it, Jett. I mean, so Azure, he's doing a decent job at like sieging up multiple locations, but again,
look at that army.
Yeah, again, at the end of the day, like, Seither, he just has so much more. He's already maxed out. Azure, he's struggling too because he basically has 0 economy right now. He only has 1 mining base and there's only 2 mineral patches.
Oh boy. Yeah, like, Seither needs to, like, make a ninja or something. Like, take the west base, I guess.
I mean, Azure?
Another army is getting cleaned up. Even though these tanks are hurt, they still manage to deal with most of Azure's army.
Yeah, I mean, Azure was able to, trade fairly well here against the tanks, snipe off a couple of them, and this position here, like, still hasn't been dealt with, but I feel like it's only a matter of time here.
This is the standoff position. This is TvT, where you just have siege tanks, and they just sit there. This is not a pun on Seither's name, I swear. BC? See there, BC?
Yeah, we've got to transition into BCs, and I mean that's a way to like push in, right? To finally break Azure. Like this is the only thing Azure really has going for him is like all these tanks and Marines.
I mean, yeah, remember when Seither dropped in the main, like Azure lost all of his Vikings, so the only thing in the air is the medivacs. So BCs will do well. They just have to like avoid the Marine fire as much as they can.
Yeah, I mean, BCs are typically what you go for, like in late game TvT. That's like the ideal unit that you want, and yeah, Seither is already going to have them out. Once they come out, it's going to be, I mean, the Marines, they have a tough ask ahead of them to try and deal with them.
And GG's called. We do not see the BCs in action. How sad. Oh boy.
Oh boy.
Look, this was not a Kuro Cares game. I hope you're happy, guys. Because it could only happen in a TvT, let's be honest.
Resident Sleeper.
Jett, aren't you happy to cast TvT?
Woo! I love when people sit like in a line across from each other for 10 minutes with like 20 Vikings and 2 Ravens each just fighting for air control. And it's just constant scans and like 10 tanks just shooting at
my favorite is when there are just tanks on one side and on the other, and like neither of them has like the vision, so they just scan, something shoots, the other person scans, something shoots, and they just sit there for 10 minutes straight. I'm like, yes, TvT.
TvT is just like a constant stalemate until somebody like fucks up the tiniest bit, and then and then the game's just over.
Well, it's,
kind of. Although it depends, because like when you get play, like I don't know, I think Azure, like there are players who like just drop a lot, that it gets much more dynamic.
This is true, especially when you like drop on top of the tank line and it just destroys itself from the inside out.
I think it's a good thing that you said, Jett, that you're all about this matchup, because we got a lot more of what we just saw.
I said that?
Yeah.
Literally the first thing I said since since the game finished was Resident Sleeper.
No, but despite like TvT being TvT, it's quite interesting to have a TvT in the SEA-OCE region because like we don't have that many Terrans, so TvT is not something we often see in the tournaments.
It's not a lot of Terrans in this region, but the ones we do have are pretty damn good.
Which is the same as Latin America.
Mm-hmm. True.
We're also like the top like has a lot of Terrans, but then like below like the top 1, top 2, like where are the Terrans? There's like 2 of them or something.
They're gone. Poof. Anyways.
With that, I'm gonna leave you to more TvTs. I hope you enjoy. I hope you have your coffee ready.
I have coffee.
So, good luck.
It's very strong.
Nice. With that, bye.
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 Anyways, here we are on Pillars of Golod, LE. Spawning in the bottom right hand corner of the map. The Purple Terran playing for Legacy ANZ, Legacy Esports, and hailing from Australia. We have the Shark Hunter, Azure.
And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of Pillars of Gold LE. Unfortunately, not proxying. Neither player is. I was hoping. I was praying. My prayers were not answered. F's in the chat. We have the other Australian Terran player representing Team Mindfreak. It is Seither.
You have no idea how happy I would be with a proxy. Like, holy shit, I want to cast 10-minute tank v tank battles.
Mm-hmm.
TvT doesn't stand for Terran versus Terran. It actually stands for tank versus tank.
Uh-huh.
Because that's all it is.
Oh
God.
boy.
Terrans. SMH.
SM SMH. I mean, it's something that we don't get too often, so I mean, we gotta, you know, cherish it while we can. Question mark.
I mean, hey, fair enough, but also like, God, I'm gonna fall asleep from the just sitting there with tanks. It's like positioning wars is so boring.
Yeah, I think honestly that was probably the best thing that as a spectator, it was the best thing that came out of Tankovax back when that was a thing. It made TvT so much more dynamic.
When you could pick up siege tanks.
Yeah,
Yeah.
with Medivacs. Yeah, it was insane.
Yeah. It's like you're just leapfrogging your tanks without actually moving them.
Like it sped everything up so much, right? Because there's no more like unsiege, leapfrog, re-siege, like slowly back and forth. Like, nah, mate, at the drop of a dime, you know, Bjorn, he'd pick everything up and just like boost across and just do something crazy.
Just drop the tanks in the middle of like a sea of bio or some
Yeah,
shit.
why not?
I've seen clips of like Bjorn just like medevac microing with siege tanks just like in circles around people. Like it's a immortal in a war prism or something.
Yeah, it was like a completely different game back then, back when Bjorn was in his prime. It was so impressive. There were a lot more different like things available in the game, so like his APM and micro could really shine a lot more as well. It's great.
Yeah. I have seen a lot of like old VODs of like Wings of Liberty days where mech was basically just like a bunch of siege tanks. And mech v mech was a nightmare because it's like 30-40 siege tanks just in a line being leapfrogged up, just like in a parallel line, and that's like the whole game.
Wings of Liberty was a clown fiesta with every matchup. It was just
True.
Oh my god. There were the Archon toilet, you know. There was like Medivacs didn't have boost back then either, so like
yeah. Remember the game where what was it, MVP? It was like MVP versus Squirtle or something. And then there was the Mass BC versus Archon toilet.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
And then Artosis just kind of losing his voice or something.
Yeah, I mean there were a lot of memorable moments, but it was also I don't want to be there again.
Yeah, the average skill level of StarCraft, especially at a pro level, has probably tripled since Wings of Liberty. Like,
at least.
Yeah, don't get me wrong. They were good players at the time, but compared to how players are nowadays and like the way the game is nowadays, I don't think like players like MVP or you know, those like really well-known players, they're like, oh, I bet so-and-so could beat Cyril now. And it's like, no, listen, that's not how it works. They were good for Wings of Liberty compared to the rest of Wings of Liberty.
Yeah.
But the game has evolved quite a lot.
I think the only thing that really is something that transfers over is mechanical skill. That's
Raw
something.
mechanics.
Yeah. Raw mechanics is something that like can definitely transfer over, but like when it comes to the meta of the game, like the way you use units, like your knowledge of the game overall, like everyone has just kind of risen in that respect. And yeah, if you drop someone from back then now, like they wouldn't know what the hell's going on. Like it would just
be like a platinum player.
Yeah, it would be awful.
Yeah. Like even in terms of mechanics, like sure you can have really good mechanics, but like there's so many things that have been like learned and evolved about the game. Things like, you know, like different micro things like splitting and stuff like that, that have been figured out over the years that people didn't do back then.
Yeah.
And also like the way the start of the game worked, like back then, like a rush could, because of A, starting with 6 workers, and you know, B, people didn't know as much about the game back then. Like one zealot could end a game. Like if somebody goes gate first against CC first, they win. That was the level of skill back then, and nowadays it's super different. The game's evolved.
Definitely. Yeah, and it still hasn't stopped evolving, right? Like even recently, like with the newest patch, with Void Rays completely changing the way that Protoss plays in a lot of the matchups. Like you know, it's still shifting.
Yes, sir. We evolving, we growing.
Speaking of which, you know, in 2 weeks we got a new map pool.
Ah, true. I would like to play them to learn them for casting purposes, but I also would like to not have permanent wrist injuries. Oh, he's going. I thought he was pulling the boys. He's just transferring.
Yeah, calm down. Seither, he's just chilling, you know. Meanwhile, Azure, he did go for a 1-1-1 into a Banshee opener. So he does have 2 Banshees here waiting to just jump into the main base of Seither, and there's no missile turret. Like, there's nothing really here to stop this.
There is nothing. He's gonna start bleeding SCVs here. He's pulling them, but I don't think there's anything really here. There's some bio, but no detection right now. I don't know where his Raven is.
Oh my god.
You have to scan, but it's 3 Marines. What's that gonna do? That was kind of a waste of a scan. Oh, the Raven's over here across the map. Yeah. So these Banshees are gonna do so much damage.
The Banshees are, and they're almost gonna force Seither all in.
Oh, the Raven lived. He does get a couple auto turrets down, allowing him to stim in here. He's not even sieging his tanks. He's just focusing down the siege tanks. They're pretty good push, and he's gonna get out of this.
Oh god.
Oh, he lost 2 tanks and a medevac. That's big. That's pretty big.
Wow. Yeah, and the Banshee's still alive. Like, one of them got taken out, but it's still here, just pewing away.
The 2 Banshees killed 28 SCVs. Oh god.
Wow.
TvT's kind of nuts.
Exactly, and like things were looking a little bit scary there for Azure, but he pulled the boys. He knew that all he had to do was hold because he was doing so much damage across the map, and now he's so ahead in workers.
TvT is either like the biggest fiesta on the planet, or like just the most boring position wars I've ever seen.
Yeah, and we're getting both here.
Yeah. Yeah, basically. It's like the excitement of like a Banshee's doing Banshee things because the army's on the other side of the map. And also, oh look, there's some tanks sieged up in a line. So lots of scanning, and the Ravens trying to find the air control to get the siege tank shots. You know, it's just a stalemate.
Yo, that Banshee is so close to dying.
It has
Jesus.
12 kills. What?
Oh my god. And we'll see if Seither. Oh no! I was like waiting for the Raven to dive in, but it got picked off by the Cyclone.
The Cyclone's a hero. That's Maru driving the Cyclone.
Oh yeah, yeah. If you recall, that this is the Cyclone that took out the Raven and that medevac earlier.
Yeah. Dude, it's literally just a Maru in the driver's seat right there.
Oh boy, and I mean, we'll see what Seither's able to do here. He did lose the Raven. He has a bunch of Marines. He has 3 tanks, no Vikings, and
Ooh. Air control is how you win this match. Oh, he's doom dropping. Much like me doom scrolling on Twitter at 3 a.m., he's doom dropping his entire army into the production lines. Here we go.
oh boy, and I mean, there is Maru. You know, he's here chilling, and he's gonna be able to catch one of these medevacs. But
Yeah, Maru can see this.
all
this missile targets. Oh, he's gonna have to drop so quick. Oh, he's not gonna get everything down, but he's gonna get quite a few here. He gets most of the drop in here. 3 siege tanks, that's not bad. A decent handful of Marines. He's camping the production hard. This gas is gonna go down. He's forcing the CC to float. And he's got a decent position set up here. Oh, this buy is falling straight into the siege tanks.
oh yeah, like this is such a good position for Seither. Like even if he gets cleaned up, even if he gets forced to pick up and leave, like he's already done so much damage. He denied combat shields as well. He's denying all the mining, the production of the starport. The starport could burn down as well.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. He's taking this production down a notch. He's got these 2 siege tanks here. There's no way for Azure to push in here without dropping something on top of him. But there's still a bunch of Marines there to hold too. He's holding stars. Oh, he's pushing for it. He's pushing for it.
Oh,
Here goes. He's bringing the boys. Okay, he's gonna push him out.
go Maru!
But at
go.
what cost? Maru, get him! Get him, Maru! Oh, he does get it. He gets 4 Marines in the medevac. It's not bad. But he does die for it. Alright, here's some reinforcements, but not enough medevacs here for Seither to keep his position.
Oh yeah, he only has a single medevac here with his army, so like even every single stim is gonna hurt so much for Seither until he reinforces, and there's just so much here for Azure.
Oh yeah, there are no Vikings though, so he can keep the vision with the medevac to help leapfrog the tanks up. And he can hit the work line with this medevac here. That's not too bad, but he's just not gonna be able to stim in safely.
Exactly, and something that's important is, I don't know if you remember, he was forced to rebuild his starport because Azure's starport got sniped earlier when the drop happened, so yeah, even delaying the Vikings even further.
Yeah, so like, Seither has no air control, but neither does Azure, so like this single medevac is giving him all the vision in the world. Azure's giving up the position actually, he's just gonna go for it.
We'll see if this pays off. He has 3 tanks with his army.
Yeah, it's 3v1 and about 1 less medevac for Seither on this side of the map. There are boys here to repair. Meanwhile, this is still going on. Oh, Azure's dropping in. He's going for the mineral line in the natural. He wants to start cutting down on the econ here. He's gonna take out the armory. Ooh, he's gonna stim into this bio. The dropping is just too slow. He's gonna take out all his bio. He's camping the production here.
This double drop is actually doing a lot of damage. Like
This is a hell of a lot of damage. Yeah.
Like what is there to stop him? Like where's the tank production? I just realized. What?
He has none. He has 1 factory.
Yeah, and it's not producing anything, and without tanks it's gonna be so difficult to stop these Marines from pushing into the main.
I don't think he can stop this.
Yo, is this drop really just gonna end it? Like is he just
Might be. He's just gonna game in him. Like even with the push on the other side of the map, Seither can't do anything about this.
Yeah, he's forced
He
to go
won
back.
the siege, but he's losing his production. Oh no, Azure's just like Azure says, okay, you know what? You're just gonna camp me. I've had enough. I'm just gonna game end you. And he's like, he just runs up to the ramp, it's like disappear and kills everything.
Yeah, things just escalated so quickly, and he gets a tank as well. He got the tech lab, so no more tanks that are going to be coming out here for Seither. He forces everything to come back home, and it runs into the tanks before.
Yeah, I mean, he's gonna be able to take out the tanks, and he might be able to clean this up, but the production is so screwed. It's even worse than Azure's production after Seither's Doom drop.
Yeah. Yo, and Seither, I mean, sorry, Azure, he can just boost out. Like, there's no Mario.
Oh, he's out of there. See ya. Later. Not even close.
Oh my god.
We win these. Dude, he just doesn't lose. What? Oh, he move clicked on one of the
They're
SCVs
following.
instead of the mineral. Oh my god. Everything there is following one ACV.
Oh, everyone. Like, the anxiety that SCV must be feeling right now. Like, so
There
many
he
people
goes.
just watching him work.
He finally clicked on the minerals. Oh my goodness, what a misclick. That's funny. Oh, these two Marines right here. Oh, they're dead. See you later.
Yeah, I mean, oh, the medevac, it's gonna slip past. It's out.
Every medevac is precious. But Azure is just so far ahead. He can just like he look at this army. He's just gonna walk up and game end him. Like he already has the pre-siege, but like there's so much bio here. Good enough positioning, and Azure just like stims it and wins.
Yeah. I mean, he can just pick up, he can drop. You know, the tank is covering from the low ground as well, so it's gonna be so difficult for Seither to break this position. And
Yeah.
like Azure, there's nothing stopping him from doing it again. Like from eventually like picking everything up and going into the main.
There is like no bio on the side of Seither by his tanks. Honestly, Azure can pick up a handful of Marines and just start dropping on them on top of the tanks and having them destroy each other.
Yeah. Like the option is definitely there for him. I do think that I don't know if he realized that I don't know if he hotkeyed his starport, because I don't think he's made a medevac in a while. Azure, that is.
He's not got like any. Oh,
he's supply block.
supply block.
Okay.
The classic 157 supply block. You know, everybody knows that one.
Yeah, that's really what's like keeping Seither in the game right now. The fact that Azure hasn't been able to make more medevacs, because otherwise he could have just dropped.
Yeah, he can just be like, all right, I don't need this medevac. I'm just gonna like drop on top of these tanks, and sure, the medevac dies, but your tanks are just gone. Game ended.
And I'm worried, Jett. I'm worried. We're seeing the tank lines form. It's like Azure was so close to just ending the game, but now Seither's getting to a point where he's just turtling up.
I'm literally making the Resident Sleeper face right now, just like Resident Sleeper. I'm just gonna sleep. I pretend I do not see. I sleep.
Oh no, the Raven though.
Okay, that Raven was lost.
And Azure, he realizes that he can't really do too much, so he unsieges, he backs off. He's gonna be he's gonna be reconvening with the rest of his army though.
There's so much army here.
He's maxed out. Come on, Azure, you can do it. You can do it.
There's 89 Marines here. He has double the Marine count. What? What can Seither do? I guess he can siege up and just win, but like, also if there's nothing here, he just wins. He has so much. Azure ties it up. Dude, it's just Marines. She's the better gamer.
Azure, he does it. He takes the game, and now we are tied up 1-1.
Yes, sir. As we go into game number 3, we shall see what the next map is.
As a reminder, this isn't a best of 3, it's a best of 5. You know, we still got plenty more games to go.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. This is gonna keep going.
I love the enthusiasm.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Dude, it's the debut of a brand new bi-weekly tournament funded from the bank account of Demi himself.
Yeah,
What's
it's
not
really
to love?
it's really cool. I didn't get to mention it earlier, but Demi, of course, he didn't make it as far as we would have liked. But I feel like a lot of that also comes down to I don't know if the people are aware, but after DreamHack Fall, Demi, I believe he applied for university, and yeah, he got in. Like he's moving on when it comes to his career, and he's gonna be studying. So that's pretty cool. It's exciting.
Yeah, he's gonna be taking a step back from playing, and he's like, you know what? I'm gonna start something up. You know, I'm gonna keep the weekly, the bi-weeklies going. You know, I wanna keep the C and A and Z scene going. And he's just like, Screw it. Out of my wallet. Let's go. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Growing the scene. You love to see it. Anyways, Light, have you ever had a dream?
I had a dream that we didn't have a TvT finals.
Welcome to I Had a Dream that we didn't have a TvT finals. Me too, Light. Ellie. Spawning in the bottom left-hand corner. My throat is scratchy, sorry. Spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of the map. The Blue Terran. Hailing from somewhere in Australia. And playing for Mind Freaks SE2. We have the man, the myth, the Seither. He is Seither.
Did you meant to say Seither before you said Seither?
No, but you know what? I just kind of went with it.
It's fine. And speaking of, here we have him spawning in the top right hand corner of Everdream LE. It is not Seither, it's the other Australian Terran hailing from the land of Brisbane. It is Azure.
Here we go.
No proxy.
No proxy on Everdream, which is strange because Everdream is like the proxy map. There's like map everyone proxies on, but there was like a standard two racks of about the third, or like you proxied it on the other side and floated into the main or something. I've seen that before. Pretty crazy.
Yeah. I mean, to be fair, like on Everdream, it is a pretty good map to go for like some really aggressive plays. Not necessarily like a proxy, but maybe like a 2-base or like some kind of big all-in. So we could see something. Yeah,
it's definitely a map that encourages aggression, and I think it's a very strong map for Terran. So we'll get to see all sorts of things that the Terran players have to pull out. Because of all the low ground, high ground that's around the place, there's a lot of like really good tank siege spots. We can literally just sit a tank in a nook. And also, thank you, Berry Crunch, for the raid. Welcome in, everybody.
Yeah, thank you so much, Berry Crunch. If you're just joining us, this is the grand finals of the Demi SEA Weekly. It's a brand new bi-weekly tournament for the Southeast Asian and Oceanic region. And yeah, we're here. We're in the finals. We go to TvT.
Yes, sir. Can we get your best yes, sir, Light?
I don't even know what that's from, mate. I'm not.
It's some meme. I don't know where it's from either. It's just a dumb meme, and I like it. I think it's funny.
Look, you and Yaku are the Zoomers of the group. Okay, I got.
Sir. Yes,
got
sir.
none of that. All right.
Yes, sir. That's what I like to hear.
Too old for that,
yes,
Jet.
Sir.
F's in the chat.
Fucking Light's such an old man.
Not as old as Steel, you know. I still have my memory, but yeah.
True, but still pretty old.
Yeah, pretty much.
I don't think anyone's as old as Steel.
Oh god!
Oh, there are Marines here, but this drop. Oh, he's gonna lose the medevac, but he's gonna out trade these Marines. He's got so much here. He's pushing right in. He's gonna get rid of these Marines one by one and start taking out those SCVs.
Oh yeah, that was so scary because he picked up and it looked like the Marines of Seither were going to focus down the medevac, and they did, but not before everything got unloaded. All the Marines went down, and now all the SCVs are under fire.
Yeah, he's gonna take out a mule here even, and there's an auto turret here, but there's so many units here from Azure compared to what Seither has. He's already taken out 16 Marines. At 4 minutes in the game, that's pretty big.
Oh yeah, that's pretty huge. We can see already the disparity of the workers. He even hunts down the Cyclone as well.
Oof. That's really bad.
Oh my god.
And there's a Liberator here too. Of course there's a Liberator. There's always a Liberator.
Always. And it should be dealt with. You know, we do have a couple of Marines. Oh no, the Reapers are coming in.
Oh my god. He just kills them.
Wow.
Damn, Azure. Damn, Azure. What a game.
This is what I mean, yo. This is Everdream, right? If there's ever a map where you're gonna be aggressive like that, it's Everdream.
Dude, Everdream's such a small map. It's like, why wouldn't you just do something like that?
Hmm. Oh my god! And you know what? Shout out to Azure. You know we've been having a lot of long TvTs. Nah, mate. 5 minutes.
Oh god, my attention span is gone. I don't know. I don't know how I'm like a caster that like people actually want to cast things when my attention span is this bad and I fall asleep after 2 hours. And you know what? I'm not complaining.
Look. I told you to take a nap before. Okay.
Listen, I have trouble napping because then I'll just sleep for 14 hours.
That's not napping.
Yeah, but like that's what happens when I try to sleep in any capacity.
God damn it. God damn it. Yo, naps are great. I had a 2-hour nap before the cast.
I just can't nap. It's impossible for me. You know what I am gonna do after the series though?
Pass out?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's gonna feel so good.
Oh, it's not, because I've got coffee in my system too, and sleep when you had caffeine is, if you do manage to do it, it's not very good sleep. But you know what? I do it for the sport. The great esport of StarCraft. I do it for this love of the game. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Regardless, here we are on ice. LE spawning in the top right hand corner with the purple SCVs is the Terran, representing Legacy as well as Brisbane. That was what you said. Yeah. The Shark Hunter himself playing in the finals of Demi the Shark's own tournament. It is, of course, Azure.
And spawning in at the bottom left-hand corner of Ice and Chrome LE, we have the other Australian Terran, the Blue Terran, representing Team Mindfreak. It is Seither.
It's identical builds. Like, what can I really talk about here?
Well,
Like, what do casters talk about in like situations like this?
so I was gonna briefly mention, because you were talking about, you know, Azure, he's from Brisbane. Of course, Azure, if you didn't know, he's one of the Brisbane boys. It's Azure, NXZ, and Oreo, the three of them, the trifecta. They hail from the Brisbane area, around the
The
university.
triumvirate, even.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
That's a Roman thing. The
The
first
one-
triumvirate. You know, it's what was it? What was the first triumvirate? It was like Caesar, Mark. I don't remember. Mark Antony, I think, was his name.
Mark
And somebody
Anthony,
else.
the singer.
No. Wait, first triumvirate. Yeah, it was Marcus Licinius Crassus, or just Crassus, Julius Caesar, and Pompey.
Oh, okay, all right. So
It
which
was
one's
an
Azure?
informal alliance. That's a proxy, is what that is. So Azure would probably be Crassus, I would say,
Oh, okay.
and then I think NXZ would be Caesar. And that leaves Oreo as Pompey.
All right. Okay.
Not the city, the person.
So-
Roman names are very confusing, but you know.
Mhm. So yeah, I was keeping an eye on Azure's SCV, and it looks like he is proxying the starport, looking to get a very fast liberator. And Seither, he was trying to scout, and he did, you know, scout here on the edge, but he didn't quite see the proxy.
Close, but no cigar. As yeah, he's gonna have a really quick liberator here. It's gonna hit, like, you know, it's not even gonna hit as like a follow-up to the Hellions. It's gonna hit like sooner than the Hellions even.
Yeah.
Hellions Reapers.
we'll see what Seither does with his Cyclone, because he will have a Cyclone out and ready. You know, whether it's in position is a different question, as it looks like. Yeah, and Azure is looking to try and like multi-prong.
This is like a really aggressive version of the multi-prong though, with that proxy starport. I almost called it a Stargate. Yep, here we go. He's going in, the Liberator's already shift-clicked siege up, and he's pushing up the ramp. This is gonna do so much SCV damage.
Oh,
I guarantee it. 3. Ooh, nice! Good pick off. He is losing that trade, but oh my goodness. 5 SCVs already, and all of them are being pulled off the line. Like, that's so much mining time lost. And he's still there.
Exactly, like that's why I love how Azure was intentionally focusing down that Cyclone, killing it, because he knew that was the biggest threat to the Liberator.
Yes, sir. That's right. Like, the Cyclone's how you kill a Liberator.
Oh, wow.
This is... Oh, my God. Azure is just playing out of his mind right now.
Oh my god, yeah, and I mean, why wouldn't he, right? He's so close. He's up 2-1 in this series. He's so close to winning the entire thing, the very first Demi SEA Weekly, and oh.
What is this battle? Like, what is this fight, man?
Just scan, right? You can scan. Wait, he's waiting for
Either
the
just make a Viking. Like, sure, that Raven is important, but like, surely you can spare like the 30 seconds it takes to make a Viking. Oh, he missed it again.
Oh, he spotted it though. Like the Hellion is on a rally, but he did spot it, so he is aware. I love how Azure is like still utilizing the proxy and even got cloak. Like, Jesus.
Yeah, he's getting cloak here. Like, during the attack, he was making a tech lab. He's going cloak banshees. He's going to go for at least 2. Damn. What a
Oh.
move.
Yeah, and Azure, he's pushing out across the map at the same time. It did get spotted by that Hellion. Again, Seither, this Hellion has done so much for him. He scattered the proxy, he scattered the move out. So he's aware that the army is coming, but will he have enough to hold here is the big question.
I mean, there's still a Liberator here, and the Raven and Cyclone are at the back here trying to deal with this Liberator, and that's a problem when there's some stuff coming in the front, and also 2 Banshees.
Yeah, like, I love that he's waiting for 2, because potentially the 2 Banshees could, like, I don't know, snipe the Cyclone, and then he can just kind of, you know, just shell away and kill everything. But yeah, we'll see how he engages here.
Yes, we shall. He's got a tank shelling, but he's lost the sort of vision priority. Oh my god, that Raven dying would have been huge. Here's the Banshee though. So just start taking out the tanks. Oh, that's a good disable.
Yeah, that was actually really smart. I'm like, oh my god, is he going to be able to save his tank? He does with the disable. He's able to keep one of his tanks alive there. And yeah, Azure, he can't really find too much damage here. He does have a second Banshee though.
Yeah, this time there's no Raven here. The Raven's in the front. He's gonna start getting some damage done. 2 SCVs down, 3 SCVs down, forcing the pull off. Again, disrupting mining time. Azure. Really just like taking control of the game, you know, like forcing Seither to, you know, be busy trying to defend himself rather than trying to attack.
Yeah, I just hope Azure doesn't overstay his welcome, because his army outside the main isn't too frightening, it isn't too scary, so hopefully he leaves before, like, he gets taken advantage of, because yeah, at any moment Seither could, like, take notice of this and just push out.
Yeah, if he messes up with an overextension, Seither is just like, alright, cool, free stuff, yoink. Just murders him. So he's gotta know his boundaries, where he should be going, you know, his sort of like a range, quote unquote.
Yeah, he turns around, he comes back home. I love this. And something that I'm a little bit concerned about is that this third CC from Azure is so late. Like, he's so oversaturated here in his natural, and I was so surprised to see that it's still, like, under construction.
Yeah, it's 8 minutes in the game. Uh-oh. That's a few auto charts, and maybe a little auto damage. Oh, stim snipe. Stim's going down. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. That's not good. got the stim snipe. He did it.
Yeah, that's actually pretty huge. Like, the Ravens did so much across the map, but the Banshees of Azure, they dive in again.
Yep, they get quite a few SCV kills, and they're gonna get a few more before they probably get out. Doesn't look like it, honestly. There's 50 cyclones and a Viking. Yeah, there you go. But still, it's quite a decent amount of damage. 12 ACVs is nothing to laugh at.
Yeah. Honestly, I'm not sure who I want to give the advantage to in terms of the economy, because if you look at least the SCV count, Azure is so far ahead. Like, he has so many more workers, but like his third is that, like, it's still not done, and Seither's is like he's got his CC up and running.
Yeah, like he's just so oversaturated. His actual income is just so inconsistent. Also, I'm saying Azure. I would like Azure to win this because that means they get to go to sleep.
Understandable. We're all rooting for Azure here. I mean, it would be huge if he takes out Seither in multiple ways, right? Jett gets to sleep. You know, she can keep her sanity at least a little bit.
Yeah. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
It's already gone. Rip. F's in the chat.
And also, you know, Azure beats Seither. Seither's a good player. Like, he's probably the best Terran in the region. Next to Azure. You know, Azure beating him, it's still pretty cool. Pretty good. It's good for Azure's ego.
His ego.
I'm a big fan of people with who maintain a good ego, you know? I'm a big fan of people that when they have any opportunity, they expand their ego.
They can flex.
Yeah, it's all about the clout, man.
Yeah, it's all about that clout. And Azure, he's going to be looking for it, and oh my god, surprisingly, he made 2 more Banshees, so he's not stopping with this.
Banshees.
Yeah, I don't know if I like this, because this is like kind of an expensive investment, and it feels like Seither, he's just been pumping out like so many Ravens, and he has all these Vikings as well.
Yeah, they cost a lot of gas, but to be fair, Azure's not being very gas heavy other than the Banshees.
True.
Like, it's just a ton of Marines. Not even that many medevacs, so like all of his gas is pretty much in the tanks and the Banshees at this point.
Yeah, and it looks like all the Banshees tried to sneak on in. One of them got picked off. The other will get in and manage to get maybe 1 kill. Oh.
Yep, there's one. There's 2. And he's out of there. Yikes.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Seither, please. Seither, please. Oh god.
Oh my god, he A-clicked his own Viking. What a god. Best Terran player in ANZ, by the way.
You know what? He was freeing up supply. He's supply blocked right now.
Yep.
Totally intentional.
Calculated. It's that 133 supply block, dude. It happens to all of us.
Yeah, and Azure, like, because he's been so aggressive and he's been dealing a lot of damage, like, he does have a pretty big army, like, lead right now. It's actually pretty massive.
Oh yeah, that's big.
Is it enough to break the contain, though? To break the siege line?
I think, see this tank count higher, no? Whoops, that's not what I meant to do. Caster, by the way. He has 1 more tank, and he was already pre-sieged. But he has no air control. Oh my god. Azure, please, control your Marines.
Oh god, no! Don't go for the drop! There are Vikings ready and waiting! Okay.
Okay, he sees the Vikings. Seither's gonna try and take back air control, which is fairly easy. There's not a lot of Vikings here for Azure. Azure not very focused on the air control, honestly. He's been conceding it a lot to Seither.
Oh my god, and Seither was trying to go for the backstab, but Azure was on top of it.
What a catch! What a catch! He knows what Azure knows what he's doing, dude. He's a TvT master. Like, he doesn't even need air control. He's just that good.
Right? Like, Vikings.
Okay. I got excited for him. I was like, oh, he's dropping on the tank. Nope.
I think that's home. Yeah, I think that was the right call because there's a missile turret there, and there are a bunch of Marines behind it. Like,
Seither's still like a ridiculously good pick positioning player. As like his entire run this tournament has like proved, his positioning is just godlike.
Yeah,
he doesn't have to be.
Like, it doesn't even matter like how much, like, at the moment Azure, he is ahead in the supply, but despite that, it's like you still have to respect the tank out. You have to respect the positioning that Seither has.
Oh yeah, like look at this. He's got so many angles covered. Now he's got Liberators on that side too. He's got the Marines in the back. He's got the tanks in front, right? But just oh my god, he's doom dropping. Oh no. Azure!
Do it. Just boost on through.
Oh, here we go. He's going straight for the production. Everything's dropping down. That tank on the high ground. No matter. These Vikings are going to try and focus down the medevacs. There's so many tanks sieging here. But there's a tank right by that barracks. And that's going to take out most of Azure's army. There was one tank that popped out, I think. That one right there. That, like, saved him.
One tank, that's all you need. And just like that, the army supplies are equalized. And now Seither, he's confident enough to push out. He's going for it.
God, TvT, man. It's so mind-numbing.
Oh my god. You know, one misstep, that's all it takes.
What is going on?
Ooh, lives go down.
36 stutter stepping. Oh, that's so many tanks go from Seither. Ooh, good pickup. Good hot pickup to save the Marines from the many, many siege tanks. 9 siege tanks.
Jesus Christ.
Seither likes his tanks, man. He's like, reminds me of T-by style of TvT. You just get like just a crap ton of tanks, and you just keep them away from you.
We do see Seither has 9 tanks to the 3 of Azure, and just like that, Azure, like, he had the momentum, and in like the drop of a coin, like it just swung in Seither's favor. That's it.
Yeah, and Seither even has air control, so he can siege from this low ground. Like, he doesn't even just scan; he has medevacs. GG is called. Seither will take it to a 5th game. Woo! Nap time, dude. Holy.
Oh boy, this is it. This is the TvT finals going all the way to the ace match. And Jett, even though it goes all the way to game 5, you know, it's good to know that this will be the final game of the night. This is it.
Please, if either one of you are watching this stream, just proxy. Please.
You're like, I'm dying.
just proxy.
I'm going down. It's it. It's done.
Literally just 4x him.
Jett's like slipping out of her chair right now. It's over.
Please, just do it. Trust me. In the wise words of Sun Tzu, in his legendary book, The Art of War, he says,
just proxy.
Just 2 racks, lol.
just 2 racks XD. That's what he wrote.
Just 2 racks, omega lol.
Oh, and you could get your wish fulfilled here as game number 5.
A short rush distance. Oh yes. Oh yes. This could be a fast one. Why does TvT worry me so much? It's because it's so swingy. 5 siege tanks, an entire Marine army is just gone. Like,
Oreo, Demi, and Insano in the chat. Was that a throw? Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
It was. Like, Azure was
like
looking, he was in control, and then he wasn't.
I thought the Doom drop would be like, okay, but there was 1 siege tank and it was all over, and I remembered, it's TvT, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Nothing matters in TvT, dude.
Nothing matters.
It's like 1 siege tank in the right place and the game's just done. Ugh. Anyways, welcome to Submarine LE. We, of course, all live in a yellow submarine. If you weren't aware. And in the top left-hand corner of the map, the Blue Terran, hailing from somewhere in Australia, playing for Mind Freaks SC. We have the man, the myth, the Seither.
And spawning in the bottom right-hand corner of Submarine LE, we have the Australian Terran player hailing from the land of Brisbane. He is currently representing Legacy Esports. It's Azure.
No one's proxying.
You're like, there's no proxy. Oh god.
Please at least tell me what I use as Russian. Like, it's submarine.
Well, that's why, right? If you play on Submarine, then it's too obvious to be aggressive, right? So you just macro up.
Yeah, but if you macro up, you're gonna get rushed.
But what if they both macro up?
Oh god. Why are the two best Terrans in the region so macro focused? Like, why isn't one of them like just play like Maru's? Like, I mean, you know, it's the finals. It's the 5th match in a finals. You know what I'm gonna do? Throw it all away with a 2-racks. You know, what's the worst that can happen? I out macro them? I mean, out micro them? Ooh.
Oh god. I mean, I will say that Azure, he is like that in other matchups. In TvT, doesn't look like it, not as much. To be fair, he has been the more aggressive player in this series. Like, we've seen him like go like for these like proxy starports, or even before that, like he went for this like really strong push and like basically end the game for Seither.
Yeah, there was that Hellion. It was like a Hellion and like a couple of Hellions, a couple of Reapers. You know, like what was there like a Marine in there?
Yeah, those Marines, and he just dropped and he just focused everything down. Yeah.
Yeah, he dropped in with a medevac.
Oh god. By the way, like
This is Reapers just clapping, dude. What the hell?
Jesus Christ.
Azure, wake up! You're finally awake.
You're like, look, I'm the one that's falling asleep here, not Azure. Come on, mate. What's going on?
You're the one playing the game, Azure. I'm just talking about it. You know, I could talk about TvT in my sleep. You know why? Because half of the game, nothing's happening. You know?
Oh, and this could actually be a good opportunity for Azure, because he's pushing out. He does have a decent amount of Reapers, and defensively, like, there's only a Cyclone. We do see Seither. He's being a little bit more greedy, going for the faster CC.
He doesn't even have to be like game engine though. Like,
True.
It's like, oh well, here come more Reapers, but it's not. Again, he's not gonna game end.
Yeah, if he had all 4 of his Reapers, if he didn't lose one just then and there, like, he could have dove on that Cyclone.
Oh, he's doing this again.
Yeah, he's doing a variant of it.
Yeah.
Oh, yo, he's making more Reapers.
Oh, PogChamp, we could see a fast game.
All right, we'll see how good his focus fire is, because he's gonna want to focus on the Cyclone, and then the Hellions are ideally gonna clean up the Marines. But oh god, tank just came out.
Yeah, he's gonna have to like just dive on this tank. Oh, the stutter step in. Okay, he's like right on top of this tank. He has to unsiege, but there's no way he can do enough damage here. There's too many Marines at this point.
Yeah, and we see everything gets cleaned up. He didn't even get the Cyclone there, as it did get repaired, and Azure was just swatted away.
Very good defense from Seither, but also kind of boring, not gonna lie.
You're like,
entire Jet just complaining about TvT gonna be the new hot Cranky Ducklings meme.
is it a hot meme? Is it hot?
Oh, it's a meme.
Yeah, we go.
I'm gonna get like, I'm never gonna live this down.
It's gonna force you to fix your sleep schedule when really it's not, and you're just gonna devolve and spiral out of control.
Half asleep TvT hater. It really is the most boring. TvT and PvP are awful matchups. Change my mind, you can't.
Yo, I will stand by. I enjoy PvP a lot more than TvT.
PvP is cool to cast, but also it just sucks. You might as well go to a casino.
Like, well, it's fun to go to a casino though. It's a gamble. Just roll the dice.
Yeah, but it's gambling. You don't know what's gonna happen.
Exactly. It's great. It's
the only thing to do at a casino is to play poker, because then you can actually determine an outcome from poker, right?
Nah, mate. Just
because it's not 100% chance based, unlike something like craps or slots or blackjack. That's all luck based. Poker though, poker is just the peak of strategy games. Poker is StarCraft overall,
Just
right?
just just rolling the
You go
dice.
to the
Sorry.
casino and you play poker. That's StarCraft. But the moment you get up from the poker table, you've entered PvP territory. You
I
take
think
it chipped. You get up. You know, it's like, you tell the dealer, I'm done. You tip him. You tip him. You tip the dealer. You leave. This is
He's-
when you started playing PvP.
you say that, but I'm pretty sure like in a casino, like everything else other than poker is like insanely popular. Like you got people all over the place, just like, you know, doing their thing. You know.
Yes, because they are fools.
There you go. There it is.
They are fools that are gilded by the ideologies of the bourgeoisie, right?
Oh god.
That promise them with riches.
Are we getting woke, Jet, right now? Is that what's happening? Is that?
Listen, all right.
Uh-huh.
This ain't being woke. This is just an understanding the truth about the way the world works. When the bourgeoisie tempt you with riches, with the ideas of just joining them, oh, you could be a millionaire, you know? You could join the rich people. It's all a lie.
Yeah. That's what Sun Tzu said.
Sun Tzu was a comrade.
Oh god. And speaking of Conrad, we do have Seither pushing out across the map with his tanks. He has some decent air superiority as well with these Vikings and Ravens, but so does Azure. And hey, this is what you love. We got some tank lines.
Tank wars.
He backs off.
See, that's how it works, right? You yell for a long time and then things stop happening.
Yeah, you know, Seither, he positioned to the north, he didn't like where he was, he's repositioning, rotating to the south instead, and we're just gonna chill for a little bit. We may be on Submarine, we may be on the shortest rush distance map, but it's not gonna stop a TvT from happening. Oh,
Oh, that's a lot of interference matrices. I think Azure kind of just loses here.
oh god, yeah, he just lost so many tanks. Three tanks just died for
Tanks
free?
are dead. Seither has like double his tank count. Sure, he's got sick air control and like hella Raven energy for auto turrets, but also he could have just disabled the tanks. But he has nothing to do, you know, if he disables his tanks. So he's just dropping auto turrets that do nothing. That was like the worst casting I've ever done in my life, but you know what?
Press the button, press it.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir! Seither's the first champion of the Demi SEA Weekly! Biweekly. Congratulations to Seither! Yes, sir! Yes, sir! Seither takes it! Seither takes home the very first championship in a close 3-2. And by close, I mean it was a TvT that wasn't chaotic, it was just hell.
Yeah, I feel so bad for Azure because as others were saying, like game 4, like he had it, it was his to lose, and he did. With
Yeah,
that,
he hurt me.
with that doom
unfortunate.
drop, yeah.
Yeah. Should we do an outro?
Yeah. I mean, congratulations to Seither. It was so close. He was looking like in really rough positions throughout the entire series, but he brought it back. It went all the way to the ace match, and he takes the very first Demi SEA Weekly win. He's our first champion, and we'll see if he's, you know, the first of many. You know, this is going to be a bi-weekly event. I'm sure everyone's going to like be coming back week after week, and I hope to see a couple more signups as well. Like Probe, he's been kind of MIA a little bit. It'd be cool to see him sign up. Same with a couple of other Southeast Asian players like Ranger or Ender or even Blisk ? Yeah.
Yes, sir. Just play like Seither, dude. Like, in the words of Sun Tzu, in the art of war, don't play the game, win the game.
Yeah. Yeah,
The
and you
Steven
can't
method.
win without playing.
But Seither wins without playing the game. He goes and plays other games. He just comes back and wins.
Yeah, you know what? That's the secret. Sun Tzu, if you want to win StarCraft, play Tarkov.
Yeah. Play like Maru lol. Stunzu at the Art of War.
Oh god. And yeah, with that is it for us for tonight. It was a pretty long night. 5 hours and 15 minutes so far. Thank you so much, Jett.
Oh, some tech channel anymore.
Yeah, thank you for joining me. I know it was rough. I know New Zealand is ahead of everywhere else. So.
We just hit daylight savings today too, so like I just like lost an hour.
What time is it there?
It is 3:30 a.m.
Jesus. Thank you for staying up for us. We appreciate it.
Listen, my love of StarCraft and casting StarCraft outweighs my self-preservation.
Mhm.
And even if my casting kind of dropped off because of my exhaustion, I'm still doing it. Hopefully my dedication makes up for my lack of energy and my lack of focus. I apologize if like I ruined your experience watching this, you know, new debut of a tournament. All I have to say to that is subscribe to JettAlyx if you're mad.
No, thank you for joining me. And I mean, we all stuck through it together. We made it through the TvT finals. It's something that obviously, like, we're a bit biased. You know, we're both Zerg players.
Yeah.
And it isn't something that we get too often here on this channel. But again, I don't want to take away from the players who made it through to the end. And before we sign off, obviously, thank you so much to everyone who contributed to the Matcherino, especially Zeph and Duckville. Like, they didn't need to, and they went above and beyond, and you know, they both donated I believe 50 USD each to boost the prize.
That's a lot of money.
So I say 50. Duckville donated 69 USD.
Nice. Nice.
God damn it, Duckville. But
that's how you get reactions from me. You just donate the sex number.
The what?
Nothing.
Oh
funny
my
number.
God. And speaking of Jett, where can people find more of you?
Twitch.tv/JettAlyx and Twitter.com/JettAlyx. I play video games sometimes, and I'm occasionally funny.
Buy her shirts? Question mark?
No. Pay me. Buy my sanity.
There you go. I don't know if you have any to sell, but yeah.
Just give me money. I'm struggling, man. Come on. just one more Prime sub, man.
Good. And you can follow me at light_VIP on Twitch and Twitter. I stream occasionally. I may stream after this actually, because I'm actually pretty wide awake because of the nap.
Oh, you have fun with that.
I'm tempted, or I could just go to bed. I'm not too sure. We'll see what happens. But yeah, if you're interested in some behind the scenes streams or some nonsense like some XCOM or some StarCraft ladder, you can follow me there. More importantly, follow us here on the Cranky Ducklings. Every single week we cast Grand Platypus Open on Saturdays if you're interested in Southeast Asian or Oceanic events, or we'll be casting the Demi SEA Weekly every 2 weeks. And we have so much more as well available if you're interested in StarCraft, if you're a fan. Shout out to Zerg Troll. I just realized he's still here in the chat. God damn it. What are you doing? What are you doing? Right? Go to bed. Pull a jet. Why are you awake? You're not even casting Zerg Troll. Come on, mate. God damn it. And before we go off, thanks again for the Spanish intro. I forgot all about that. I blocked that from my memory.
Yeah.
And you know what? We're done. That's it.
Pog Jam!
Thanks for watching, everyone. See you tomorrow for ESL Open Cup Asia. I was waiting for you to say goodbye.
Bye. Thank you for watching.